Hey, Mary Contrary.
What's up, Starfish?
How's it going today? What do we got going?
It's good. We got another fraud story. Imagine that.
I love the fraud stories.
I know. Well, this one's pretty bad. I mean, most of the ones that we do are pretty bad, but this is one of those predatory ones that kind of pisses me off.
Yeah.
So the story today is about a lady named Belle Gibson.
Okay.
Out of Melbourne, Australia. So this is the second Australia one that we've done.
I wonder if she knows Mel Gibson.
I don't know.
Belle and Mel?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that he's Australian. I mean, I could be wrong. Maybe she's like his niece or something. I have no idea.
Yeah, maybe he just came here from there. No, I don't think so at all. But, it just sounds so much like it.
Right. So what Miss Belle Gibson did was she lied to everyone claiming she had a terminal brain cancer and that she cured herself by eating a certain way and created an app and cookbook online and had an online following and claimed to have sent $300,000 to charities that would help people with cancer.
Ew.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we're going to kind of dive into this one here. I'm going to start out with a line from her book. I think this was in her cookbook, and it read, "I was empowering myself to save my own life through nutrition, patience, determination, and love." So, I mean, it sounds pretty compelling. I mean, wow, this lady cured her terminal brain cancer with food. I don't know about you, but honestly, if I was a cancer patient, I do have issues with some of the Western medicines. Not to say that it's something that we shouldn't do. I mean, it's all we have to fight cancer right now. You definitely should seek out help from your physician and listen to their advice and probably go with whatever it is that they say. But at the end of the day, the chemo drugs are really hard.
Yeah.
They're super shitty. It does make people pretty sick. So I understand where people would be very intrigued by this type of story.
Right.
I did see an interview with, I think it was Australia 2020 or Dateline or one of those copying from the US.
60 Minutes.
60 Minutes or whatever, yeah. And she looks like a really nice woman. She doesn't have any scar on her face. She's this very young, vibrant looking person. So I would have a hard time believing that she had gone through something like that anyway, because she just looks unnaturally good,
Yeah.
Maybe it's the makeup, I don't know, but it's just a little suspicious there.
If you don't go through chemo and radiation and you catch it early enough, I guess you could still look pretty normal. Because I've lost a few family members to cancer, but they start looking crappy, and I know you see them often too. They start looking bad way before you know that they have it. So.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you start to feel shitty, things start to change, your body starts changing, it's not good.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, chemo sometimes makes it worse temporarily, but a lot of people have success if it's caught early with that stuff.
Right.
It's important that you see your doctor and follow their advice, but I probably would try eating a lot more cleaner too if I had cancer. I would try that along with whatever the doctor was saying.
Yeah, that's what they say, a holistic approach. Eating better, not eating so many things that exacerbate it, trying to be stress-free.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. But to totally cure it with just food.
Yeah, that's
especially brain cancer. I mean, when you get brain cancer, you're kind of...
Yeah, when she says things like it was terminal and doesn't have any scans to back it up. I mean, I'm in the healthcare industry, so I do see a lot of people with these things, and there's a lot of medical tests that you are doing, especially if you have a terminal brain tumor. They're going to be monitoring you probably at least every week, every month, every 2 weeks, whatever, depending on what you have.
How would they have found it in the first place, too?
Right. So
there's got to be a head-to-toe body scan of her if she would have brain cancer.
I
have the DVD of my dad still. I can just scroll through it and see every single thing in his body. There's no way she doesn't have evidence.
Yeah, so she apparently went to some quack holistic doctor that nobody could find.
Mm.
And he's the one that told her that she had this terminal brain cancer. And so she believed him. So we're going to dive more.
Okay.
Let's do a little background check on her.
Okay.
She was born on October 1991. So she is now would be 30 years old. She was born in, I'm so bad with these town names, especially foreign ones, Launceston, Tasmania. I don't know if that's correct. Somewhere in Australia.
Maybe someone can tell us.
Or is Tasmania? I don't know. Sorry, Australians. I'm not like super familiar with your areas. But anyway, so.
Typical American.
I know, right? We don't know where anything is.
No, I know what the Tasmanian devil is. I'll tell you that. Thanks, Looney Tunes.
Right? Yeah, that was pretty much it. So anyway, according to the interview she's given, she left her Brisbane family home at age 12 to live with a classmate and later lived with a family friend. She attended YM State High School in Manly, Queensland, and then she dropped out in year 10. She also later claimed to have been homeschooled. She worked for some time as a trainee for a catering supply company, PFD Food Services in Lytton. But I guess by late 2008, she had relocated to Perth, Western Australia, and there she was involved in the skateboarding culture. Oh. Interesting. And actively participated in its online community, so maybe that's where she picked up some of her social media skills there. Then she moved from Perth to Melbourne in July of 2009 and became a mother 1 year later at the age of 18. And then she launched the Whole Pantry mobile app in August of 2013 at age 21. So she also lies about her names too. Like, it's kind of weird in her age. Like, she reportedly told one of her business partners in 2014 that she had several names that she went under. And then I guess she's
That's
claiming...
not sketchy at all.
No, right? She claimed that her mother changed her name 5 times. So I don't have any of her previous names that we could probably make fun of, but...
Well, and I don't know about in Australia, but it costs money to change your name here.
Yeah, for sure.
Like $250.
Yeah, and it's a pain in the ass, too, from what I hear, to change your name.
Yeah, I still haven't done it.
And, right?
I've been married for 5 years.
Right? Well, you know.
Yeah, so, what are you going to do?
Right, exactly. So Gibson's corporate filings indicate that she is 3 years younger than she publicly claims to be.
Weird.
I know, she's just
Why is she saying she's older?
I have no idea.
Maybe that's the cancer thing again. I mean, it's real sketchy. I don't know.
So in 2009 is when she claimed to have the inoperable brain tumor, and she had a stroke that year and heart surgery that year. Which, like, that's kind of a lot of events for one person, especially at the age of 18.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever come across that. In all of my almost, over 15 years in the healthcare industry, I have never, ever come across anybody that's had, like, 3 things like that.
It's even rare for an 18-year-old to have one of those things.
Right,
like,
yeah.
Rare-ish. I mean, if they have heart, it's like, wow, what happened,
Right, yeah. So,
but 3?
Yeah. And then she didn't have an MRI done until November 15th of 2011. So this is 2 years later. And what the report says, because when she interviewed with the 60 Minutes Australia or whatever, they wanted to see her test. They're like, show us your test so we can see if you're lying or not. Basically. And so she comes up with this scan from 2011, and they actually ordered the scan for MS, which is completely different, obviously, than a brain tumor. Like, right. The whole thing.
So, would it even be the same scan?
Not really. I mean, there's some similar scans. I happen to know a little bit about this, but There are some scans that are similar, like you would run for that particular thing, but MS is like a completely different abnormality than a brain tumor, obviously. So,
do you even scan people for MS?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So, Anyway, so then in 2013, she went on national TV and talked about her brain cancer. And her company that she launched, the Whole Pantry mobile app, she also launched in August of 2013 at age 21. That's a long time for such a lie, like from the age of 18 on here. And
yeah.
Then in 2014, that's when she claimed that her mother changed her name 5 times. And that's when she said that her corporate filings indicate that she's 3 years younger than she publicly claims to be. She also claimed on a number of occasions in 2014 that the Whole Pantry had donated approximately $300,000 in charities, including maternal health care in developing nations, medical support for children with cancer, and funding schools in sub-Saharan Africa. This is so crazy. And then in late 2014, when the Whole Pantry app was pre-installed on the Apple iPad, Gibson claimed through her Instagram account to be working with 20 different charities. She had long claimed that her LinkedIn professional networking profile, established in February of 2013, to be a philanthropist. So then she eventually admitted in relation to the fraud proceedings that she had previously overstated the level of charitable contributions that had been made. Duh.
Yeah.
Subsequent media reports in March 2015 revealed that it could only be that an estimation of like 7,000 of the previously claimed 300,000 had actually been donated to a total of 3 charities, with at least 1,000 of the 7,000 reporting have been donated only after Gibson became aware of the Fairfax investigation into her earlier claims. So she keeps getting into trouble with all this crap, so...
Oh, here's $1,000. That'll make up for it.
Right. Yeah. Another 1,000 was donated by her husband. Yeah, it just keeps on going. And then in 2015, she signed the book deal with Penguin Books and like a couple other publishers for her cookbook app. And I actually looked it up on Amazon.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I wonder if this book is still on there. It's there, but you can't view it or purchase it. There's like a few reviews of people that are pissed off because she lied, basically. So
yeah.
I think Apple and Amazon just totally canceled all that and they pulled it off of their sites. By early 2015, she'd made over $1 million in sales between the cookbook and the app.
Wow.
Which is totally crazy. She had all these followers. Yeah.
It's a pretty good scam.
Yeah, I mean, make $1 million and then claim to have given $300,000 to charity. So,
well, and did she break any laws here? I mean, it sounds to me again like another. If you donate to this dumb lady, it's your own fault.
Well, I think the Australian government is kind of after her now. It doesn't look like she's serving any jail time or anything, which I think she should.
Right.
But for something like this, again, it's like we're seeing this type of stuff. So what they did was, yeah, exactly. So in 2017, she was fined for falsely claiming she cured herself of brain cancer with natural remedies, including diet and alternative therapies. She was fined $410,000 for misleading and deceptive conduct.
Oh, okay. Oh, because it's medical. Right.
Right.
They probably have like the FDA or whatever there too. Okay.
Yeah, like they have some, I'm sure they have some sort of regulatory thing. And so since then, she's claimed she wasn't able to pay that. They tracked that she had spent approximately $91,000 between 2014 to 2017 on clothes and shit. So she bought herself a bunch of crap. And I think she has a pretty nice property as well. So... like, her home was raided by the police, actually on May 21st of this year.
Wow.
Because the police say that she owes more than $500,000 in fines, penalties, and interest. So, I think with this one, like, hopefully she'll have to go into bankruptcy and probably into debt, hopefully, for all this bullshit.
Right.
So she'll be basically financially ruined, which is more than what we've seen with some of these assholes that we talk about on here.
Right. If you're going to do a scam, do better than this so you can get out of the country at least. Jeez.
Right. Yeah, go hide out in the Middle East, like with all those folks.
Go big or go home.
Yeah, 100%. And I mean, she even befriended this family that, like, their child had terminal brain cancer.
Ew.
And so what she did with that was she claimed to try to help them or whatever. And basically she was learning, like, the symptoms and all that kind of stuff from them. And so she could, like, continue the lie.
Ew. Oh,
yeah, so it was, like, so yucky. Like, she's just such a horrible person. And then her interview with the 60 Minutes Australia, like, it was very interesting to watch because she was caught in all these lies. Like, the interviewer is like, well, you lied to all these people. What do you have to say to yourself for some of these people that decided to stop their doctor treatments and decide to try your treatments that are not at all anything that's been approved by anybody or have been any sort of proven cure for any of this stuff?
Right.
There was people with Crohn's disease. Not even just, like, cancers, like, other diseases that were trying her stuff because, like, she had been on the Australians' version of the Today Show, like, been touting how great this whole diet and cookbook is for people that have cancers and illnesses. So
why do they put them on the air?
I know, and it's so frustrating.
Some journalism. Jeez.
I know, right? And so then it's like these people buy into this, and then in the meantime, it like totally destroys either their treatment that they were on. The lady I saw, I think she went by the name of Kylie. She had Crohn's disease, which is like a nasty disease that attacks your intestines. And so a lot of people are very sick. They have to have specific treatments. One of my friends has that disease. If you go off of the treatments, like, it's going to affect you. So she tried all this holistic natural food, and it actually made her condition worse because of that. So these are the victims of this asshole. I don't understand why you would lie about something that big. Like, I could never in a million years dream of, like, fraudulently telling people that I have cancer just to get money and public attention. Like, I could never imagine doing something like that.
Oh, no. You have to know that at some point it's going to turn around on you. She sounds a little like a nomad. She wasn't really close with her mom, not really any family. I mean, she had a kid, though. I can't imagine how this is impacting that poor child, but I just can't. I don't know. I hate saying this, but I think it's actually a really smart scam. I can't believe I say that every time. I'm like, this is so smart. I'm just so annoyed at media a lot of the time for, like, taking this information as though it's truth. They do the same thing with science. They take one scientific study that's like, now you should eat chocolate because it prevents cancer. And last week it was, don't eat chocolate, it causes cancer. Well, neither one of those is probably true. Somebody just did a study most recently, and like, it's kind of newsworthy. So you're like, oh, this is interesting. People will watch. So it's not always like what's actually going on. And the same thing with this lady. Oh, she's curing. Oh, everybody wants to hear that. And they just don't think of the consequences of that behavior.
Right.
Or they do, and they don't care. And that's what it feels like.
Yeah, I just think she's so delusional, this person. Like, even in the interview, just so fake and weird. Oh, I'm not here to hurt anybody. Like, that's how she was talking. I'm not here to hurt anybody. Except in an Australian accent, I can't do it.
I'm not here to hurt anybody. I don't know. I didn't get to listen to her. Like shrimp on the bobby. I don't know.
Yeah, I just, I'm like, well, you did, though. And you're an asshole. Like, I hope nobody died because of your bullshit, you know?
Yeah. Or got very ill.
Yes. Right. Like, caused all these poor people that are already going through a difficult disease or cancer. And then you're going to do that. And then, you're deceptively friending these people.
Oh, that's gross. That's the grossest one.
That's so nasty. Yeah.
Right. Well, and then the book sales and all that. I mean, she could still probably sell those. People still probably believe her, you know, that it was real. I'm
sure there's some.
And they still probably think like, oh, that woman, that lady. It's like anecdotal. Now it's out there in the world. And, well, I'm glad 60 Minutes tried to call her on it, but she'll probably keep scamming people for the rest of her life.
Oh, yeah. Because she's like, wow, I got away with, $1 million scam. What else can I do?
Oh, yeah. Well, and she's already had cancer, maybe, and a heart attack, and a stroke. And MS.
Heart surgery.
So there's plenty more diseases out there she can get, Which maybe one that's not so terminal next time.
Right? Which, by the way, all of her scans came back completely normal. Imagine that.
Yeah, I mean, coming back from brain cancer, I don't know if anybody who's had brain cancer and come back from it, but I know that when they thought my dad had brain cancer, it had moved from the lungs to the brain, or so they thought. They were like, "Oh, he's dead," basically.
Right? Yeah,
like, you're dead. It takes over all your central processing and like. What obviously keeps you alive, so.
Right, yeah, like once it hits your brain, that's called brain mets, and you're pretty much done at that point. And it's really sad for people, a lot of people that do have these terminal brain tumors. Like, my uncle had one, and it was awful, and he declined very quickly within a year. So, It's sad. So, I just can't imagine an asshole like that lying to the world about something like this. I mean, I've been personally affected twice by people who have had terminal brain cancers, and it's awful to go through for friends and family, let alone the person themselves, and then being lied to by this stupid asshole,
Right.
Like, look at how vibrant and young I am and beautiful. I eat kale for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Yeah, and then the false hope you give people. And she's definitely not as evil as some that we've talked about, but this is a pretty screwy scam. I bet she's not the only person that's ever done this, too. I mean, this doesn't seem like it'd be that hard. You could just put up a GoFundMe,
right?
And say I have cancer and get amount of money for it.
Man, don't give
Don't
people
do it.
ideas. Don't do it. Don't give people ideas.
I feel like we're giving them ideas anyway as they listen to the show. I'm like, that's not a bad idea. How could she do it next time? It's like when I watch true crime. How could we do it next time so that we don't get caught? You know, what kinds of things don't require a test but still kill you? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't want people to do this to people, but what I want people to learn is to be a little more discerning before you just go to somebody's GoFundMe page, give them money. The media needs to be a little more discerning, but again, people need to be more discerning about the media they watch and say, this sounds sketchy. Before I go and cancel my treatment and buy her book, maybe I should just look this up a little, or wait. Can you just wait? And everybody thinks, this is another big argument that we hear all the time, like, oh, well, you know, it's just a few pennies from everybody or a few bucks from everybody. Like, what's the big, you know, if we talk about Bezos or somebody like that, a lot of people argue if you take the amount, actually, I did the math. Elon Musk, the amount of money he has, if you split it up between everybody in the United States, it's like only like a couple $1,000. It's not even that much money. There's so much of us. So it's really him just getting a few $1,000s from us. But when you have Bezos doing it and Musk doing it and people like this doing it and like everybody doing it, we're being sucked dry of all of our wealth because we're allowing all these scammers to come through and nickel and dime us our whole lives, you know,
on stupid stuff. I know.
Right.
I mean, I've thought about that too. I'm like, if everyone in the U.S. gave me a penny, I would be so rich. It's unbelievable, you know?
Right. But if every single person in the United States asked you for a penny every single time they ran a scam, you'd also be down a lot of money too.
Yeah.
So, you know, for one person's lifetime, there's 330 million people in the United States. That's $330 million. Bye-bye if everybody asked you for one penny. So, you know, it's just, you just think, or no, there'd be 330 million divided by 100, but still, it's a lot of money, you know.
Right.
So.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I think that it's not so much how to do the scam that I think people take from this, and I really hope they don't. It's how to avoid the scam. So many things come through our feeds and Facebook and they're like, click here to donate to the whales. And I'm like, nah.
Right.
I don't even know if you're really putting that money towards the whales. I don't know. I just don't. Yeah. Unless it's like a very close friend, I just don't even donate at all. And maybe like $5.
Yeah, I usually don't do that either. I mean, I've been very skeptical since we've started doing this. Like,
everything. I'm like, it's a scam. No, it's a scam.
Yeah, you're a scam. Yeah,
I know. Like, everything is a scam. Sad.
Yeah.
I'm not a scam. I'm not a scam.
No. Yeah, we try to report on the scam so that hopefully other people don't get scammed. Right.
God. Well, this was a very good one, Mary. Very fascinating.
Yes.
Good show. Good one.
Definitely. We'll see what happens next.
Okay.
Thanks, everyone, for listening to Real Talk. Don't forget to subscribe to our podcast wherever you listen. We look forward to having you on our next one.